Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Winnipeg Jets franchise mode here in NHL 24. So in last episode we had the conference finals against the Anaheim Ducks yet again, and we managed to beat them, and we're on to another Stanley Cup finals, which is kind of crazy how much Stanley Cup finals we've been to at this point in time. But this time around we're facing a new team, that being the Ottawa Senators, so it is a Canadian battle, which is interesting, and of course we have to go up against my favorite team too. But anyways, if you didn't catch the last episode, it was a pretty interesting round we had with the Ducks. We managed to easily beat them in 5 games by starting off the series with a nice 6-2 victory and a 7-2 win to continue our winning streak. So we were on a 6-game winning streak. Then it was snapped with a 3-2 loss, but then we bounced back with a huge overtime victory. Eberle gave us a 3-1 series lead instead of the series being split at that point, and then we won a decisive Game 5, 4-2, and we're on to the Cup Finals yet again, which is awesome. So it's been a pretty tough matchup, I'd say, in terms of getting to the Cup Finals, because Calgary took us 6 games, Colorado took us 6 games, Anaheim was the easiest of those opponents, which is interesting enough. This Ottawa Senators team is kind of an interesting one. They have the exact same record as us in the playoffs, however, their roster on paper is not really super good. They are also running 2 really low-end goaltenders, so I feel like kind of we might get cheesed in the Stanley Cup Finals, which hopefully we don't, because obviously we got the experience factor, but it's going to be really interesting to see if we're actually able to win another Stanley Cup, especially coming off a season where we won 60 games, because obviously when you win the President's Trophy that often, you don't think you're going to win the Stanley Cup most of those years, but most of the time we've won the President's Trophy, we've actually won the Stanley Cup, so hopefully we can actually find a way to win another Stanley Cup again, because if we do, a lot of the guys on this roster will win their 4th Stanley Cup, which is pretty damn crazy. Because if we go through our roster right now in terms of who was there for, I think, all of those cups in the last little while, Jaquezie definitely would win his 4th. I think Eberle would as well. Irving would. I would say probably, maybe Wilson. I'm not too sure on that one. Groshek for sure would. And a couple other guys have definitely changed. Defensively, Vandermeer would definitely win his 4th cup. Vernarski would, Scarlett would, and Louis Varo would as well. And then from a goalie's perspective, I don't think Bergqvist ever won yet, because he was our backup last season, but I don't think he's ever won a Stanley Cup. So what's also kind of interesting is what I was thinking of last night randomly at probably 1 a.m. or something like that. I was thinking, hey, every single goalie or cup win we've had almost a different goalie in, because I'm pretty sure our first cup win was obviously with Connor Hellebuyck. Our second cup win we had Gabriel Dag. And then I think 2 Stanley Cups after that, maybe we had Stanley King, but I'm not too sure if Stanley King was in net for both those or not. But we have had different goalies almost every single cup win in this series, so maybe this is Bergqvist's time to win a Stanley Cup for our teams. So anyways, there's that. Let's get into your guys' comments, and then we will take a look again at what the Ottawa Senators look like, and then we'll get into this Stanley Cup final. So that only comment is from Sandro Otaku, who says, Canada Life Center serving up roast duck. With Ottawa's playoff record thus far, I'm detecting the smell of cheese in the air. And yeah, I'm kind of skeptical going into this final as well, just because Ottawa's roster, like I said, isn't really the best. So I don't really know if they're just a team of dynasty at this point, because you can see their record during the regular season, 43, 33, and 6. However, in the playoffs, they are 12 and 5, just like us. So if we look at the roster, let's go to that. It is definitely a little bit cheesy, and it's definitely a lot worse than other teams we face, so we hypothetically should be easily able to beat them, but that's where I feel like we're going to lose. Because you can see this is their team. So they have a pretty good forward core, as you can see. Stützle, again, Hasek, really solid top line. Second line's also decent with Giunta, Honzig, and Crawford. But then you could get into the lower end talent. Markstrom's really good, but everybody else on their forward core is an 80 overall, so they don't have any 70 overall, 79 overall kind of guys, which is a massive surprise. So their forward group is good. Their defensive group has a good couple defenders like Sanderson, Korpikoski, and Luno. These other 3 guys are kind of like depth defenders / top 6 defensemen, so it's not really the best defensive core, but it's okay. And then their goaltending, though. Look at this goaltending. How did this get them to a Cup Finals, if you ask? Well, Caleb Tanabe only played 23 games this season, which means hypothetically Ottawa must have traded away their starting goaltender at the trade deadline, and then Caleb Tanabe took over the rest of the season. And you can see in the playoffs he has played 16 games and he's got a .926, which is basically just as good as Bergqvist has been. So yeah, him and Tanabe will have definitely a good showdown. Nikita Klopp hasn't really played much. Actually, he was their starting goalie to start the season, I guess. Never mind. So they did not lose their starting goalie. but he played a couple of games in the playoffs and wasn't super good, so they were like, you know what, we're going to go to the other 78 instead. So they have 2 goalies they could literally go to at any point, but one of them is a lot better than the other. And then their depth players are just depth defenders, which aren't really the best on paper. So I think we should be able to beat them, but obviously we got to contain that top line and maybe the top 6 in general and Markstrom. But yeah, their forward core is what scares me the most, and then Jake Sanderson for sure. Korpikoski a bit too, Luno as well. Goaltenders don't really scare me that much, but at the same time, if those goaltenders continue playing like they've been playing this entire playoff so far, it's going to be a tough task for our team. So going to be really interesting to see what ends up happening if we're actually able to defeat the Cheese. Let's get to game number 1 on home ice, because obviously we got home ice advantage still. Let's see if we're able to take a 1-0 series lead, or if we're going to get cheesed in this cup finals after what was a good run. Come on, boys. We won 60 games this season. We've won 12 games at this point. We just got to win 4 more, and we could send these Senators home. In real life, obviously, I'd be cheering for the Senators, but at this point in time, this Senators team is very different from the team that I currently am watching. So let's see what happens in period number 1 on home ice. Come on, boys. Get it going. Let's play good defensively and good offensively. First period. And down 2-1 after 1, not great. Green Tree opens the scoring. Irving ties the game up only 4 minutes later. And then 4 minutes after that, Markstrom gives them the lead. Shots are 11-11. It's a 2-1 game for the Sens. Not great. Definitely need to be better defensively, because like I was mentioning in the last few series, when we allow more than 3 goals, usually we lose the game, or it's when we don't score more than 3 goals. So we need to have like our offense show up in the second period. Like we need to score a goal and then tie this game up. Don't give them anything in that second period, and then hopefully we have a chance to get that 3rd goal plus in the 3rd period, because once we score more than 3 goals, we win mostly every single time. So that is a big deciding factor in the series potentially. Can we tie this game up in the second period? Second period? Hey, let's go. We take the lead. We have 3 goals in this game. Will this be the first game we lose by scoring 3 goals, or will we win again as Alexiev ties the game up? So a nice 4th line goal to start the Stanley Cup Finals, which is great. And Groshek giving us our first lead with 3:33 left in the second period. And that was our 3rd goal of the game, which is kind of crazy too. Shots are 29-18 in favor of us. We're up by only 1 goal, which is kind of crazy. So their goaltenders kind of keeping them still in the game. Can we get an insurance marker and make this game ours totally? Let's see what happens in period 3. Come on, boys. Let's get that 4th one. Let's get that 4th one. Power play for us. We do not score on it. Penalty kill. We killed that off. Nicely done, guys. Good to see the penalty kill working. Nicely done. Come on. Let's get that insurance marker. Like Arthur Jaquizi or Wilson or somebody on this team. Just get me an insurance marker. Make me feel safe. And we're going to hold them off 3-2. So that's a nice little win. Another win where we score 3 goals, which is kind of crazy. Our team has a little bit of an interesting record. When we score less than 3 goals, we lose every game, I think. And when we score more than 3 or more goals, we win every game almost. Final shots 38-31 at the end of it, and we have taken a 1-0 series lead. So that's a pretty solid first game. Hopefully we could take that momentum into the next game, because obviously we were trailing 2-1, but a great second period gave us that victory. So Irving from Vandermeer and Backer, Alexia from Hansen and Goddard, and Groshek from Vandermeer and Goldman. 3 stars of the game. Bergqvist the 1st star, Groshek the 2nd star, and Vandermeer the 3rd star. Bergqvist has been fantastic this playoff run as well. Even though our offense has been good and our defensive play has been good, our goaltending has been really good too, and that's been a big factor in this cup run that we've had. So hopefully it keeps on going. I know Bergqvist has had some bad games. I think it was against, I believe it was like the Flames or the Avs, but for the most part he's posting up really good numbers in every single game he plays, which is great. So we are 13-5. We're 3 wins in a way. Let's go into the next game. That was a textbook first game. We just got to keep that momentum rolling. Hopefully we can score a little bit more goals than 3 though, because only winning by 1 goal makes this series definitely a lot closer. So let's get into this second game of the series on home ice still. Can we take a 2-0 series lead back to Ottawa? That would be great. First period of game number 2. Ooh, I don't know if I like that period. That's a bad period from Bergfist. I don't know if he's still in net at that point. Bickle makes it 1-0, less than a minute in. Then Luno answers literally like 20-something seconds later, which is kind of crazy. Drummond gives them the lead. Hasek makes it 3-1. Irving pulls us within 1. So at least we're still within 1, but this game is one of those games based on the goal scoring that we would probably lose unless we're able to find a way to have a good second period and get 4 goals. Because when we score more than 3 goals, we win games. So there is a chance we could still win this one, but we need a better performance from Bergfist in that second period because, yeah, 3 goals on 10 shots is definitely one of his worst starts in quite a while. I don't like that Ottawa's been able to score goals early in games against us so far, so hopefully we could clean that up a bit in next game, but let's see if we could find a way to take our lead in the second period or just tie the game up in the second period because we had a good second period last game. Let's see if we could do it again in game 2. Second period. 4-2 Ottawa, not great. Markstrom scores. We're down by a pair of goals, and this is going to be a tough hill to climb for our team in this third period. Obviously, we do have the offensive capability to get back this lead, but yeah, this is not the type of game 2 you want to have on home ice, especially when we're headed back to Ottawa, and we have to try and find ways to win 1 or 2 of those games, or else it could be a tough time for us coming back. Shots are pretty even though, 23-22, but we're down by a pair of goals. Can we find a way to claw back into this game early in the third period? Because if we could score early, we could definitely still tie this game up. So let's see what happens in period 3. Come on, guys. Hey, we do score early for Narski, but they get an answer right back, which is not what we want from Bergfist. Gimla scores. It is now 5-3. We do have an answer, though. Wilson pulls us within 1 again. Can we tie this game up, though? Can we tie it up? Or is this our first loss where we've scored more than 3 goals? Come on, guys. Just get one more. Get one more to get it to overtime, and let's win this one. And unfortunately, it is going to be our first loss, I think, scoring more than 3 goals. We just could not have enough in us. That Iginla goal really blew the game open, and then Wilson's goal gave us a chance, but it was a little bit too late, I guess. Final shots 37-31 for Ottawa, but we lose 5-4. And now we are headed to the road, which is interesting. So we're going to have to find ways to win in Ottawa going forward. So Bickle from Wilson and Goddard, Irving from Vernarski and Ekholm, and Vernarski from Ekholm, and then Wilson from Bickle and Irving. Okay, so the same guys were pretty much on the score sheet for most of the game. Any badly minus guys, Backer was a -2. And then, yeah, Bergfist definitely had his worst playoff game yet. I'm not going to Plekanec because he was really bad the last time we played. And all 3 stars were our players, so technically we should have won that game, but our team just wasn't able to get it done goaltending-wise. I think I'm going to make some defensive adjustments, and maybe goalie adjustment-wise too. Let's go to edit lines here and see what I could do. So if we go to edit lines here and go to our defenders, if we go to Goddard, we'll move him up to the top pairing for fun. Backer will play with Louis Vara, I guess, for something different. And then goalie wise, we'll still run with Bergfist, obviously. From an offensive standpoint, let's go back to a different line setup again offensively, just to get it back to where we used to have it. So we'll go something like this. Yeah, we'll go with that. And we'll see if that's able to help us out enough. Yeah, I think that's what we'll run with. Yeah, we'll do that. Perfect. Just to try and balance out our team a little bit more. And we'll see if that's able to help us win in Ottawa. Because obviously, our offense has been good, but I want to make some adjustments that maybe changes the complexion of this series. So, it's a tie series, 1-1. We need to definitely win at least 1 game on the road, because or else we'll be in a tight spot. So, game number 3 on the road. Can we find a way to grab that series lead back? Or are we going to be playing with fire the rest of the playoffs for the most part? First period. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the cheese is starting to be in full effect, which is not what I want to see. Bergfist with another tough first period. Stützle, Drummond, and Crawford scored 3-0 after 1 with the shots 13-6. I mean, we could still definitely claw back into this because we have our offensive capability, but our defense and goaltending is starting to be a little bit uncharacteristic of how it's played up to this point. And it's doing exactly what probably Saturn Taku was thinking, where we would get cheesed. And obviously we're still in the series, but it's definitely looking a little glim based on our defensive play, and our offense didn't show up in that period, which is pretty surprising. Can we find a way to get back into this game in the second period? Second period? 5-2. That's not really that much better. We were within one at one point, which is nice. Irving scored a power play goal, and Jacuzzi scored as well. However, we allowed 2 goals after that. 5 goals against on 20 shots. I might have to go to Plekanec's next game, even though I don't really like Plekanec's play from when he played last. Bergqvist is really not doing that well at all in this Cup Finals. Like 5 goals on 20 shots, that's a goal every 4 shots. And we've only scored 2 so far. Yeah, I don't really like this game so far. Let's see what happens in this third period. It looks like we're going to probably lose this game too, but I might have to go to a different goaltending setup or make some more defensive adjustments. We're just allowing too much goals in these last 2 games. Aguila makes it 6-2. Yeah, Bergqvist is having a really tough time here. I don't even know why, because Ottawa is balanced offensively, but they're not insane. And we outshot them in this game 38-31, yet we lose 6-2. Yikes. Well, we're going to make some adjustments for sure after that one. Like, we were within 1, but then we just fell apart again. Irving from Jacuzzi from Grosek and Goddard. And then they get the 3 unanswered goals after that. Oh boy, yeah, and Tanabe's starting to play like Tanabe. That's not great. Let's take a look at the plus-minus in that game. -3 from Mr. Scarlett. That's not great. Scarlett's usually a great DFD, so yeah, we're going to make some adjustments going into the next game after that one, because we've now allowed 11 goals in the last 2 games, which is not something we've done in quite a long time. So we're starting to get that cheese factor where they're scoring a lot of goals and their goaltender's starting to come alive too, which is not good. We got to win this next game, or else we're going to have to win 3 straight games to win the Cup. So let's make some crazy adjustments. So we're going to go Ekholm on the top line with Irving and Jacuzzi. We'll do Wilson, Bickle, and Grosek. Third line will probably stay the same. And then what else do we want to do here? Who's currently scratched again? Lannon. Should I get Lannon back into the lineup? You know, I'm going to put Lannon in the lineup and get Alexiev out just for one small offensive adjustment. From a defensive standpoint, I'm going to go back-to-back with Vandermeer. Louis Varr will play with Goddard, and Vernarski will play with Scarlett again. And yeah, Bergqvist's .927 save percentage has dropped to a .917 these last few games. He's still been pretty damn good, but I feel like I should definitely go to Plekanec based on how he's played the last few games. But Plekanec is a major risk, though. Major risk. Is it worth putting him in? As a backup this year, he was pretty good, but playoff-wise so far, he hasn't been. You know what? If this is the time to do it, being down 2-1. If we were down 3-1, obviously this would be a stupid move to do. But being down 2-1, this could change the complexion of the series. So let's just hope that maybe giving Bergqvist a little bit of a break will help out the team. And then hopefully we could tie up the series up with this game. And then we'll put obviously Bergqvist in next game if we do tie the series. But this is an important game. We need to play much better defensively. And hopefully we could just keep that puck out of the net and find ways to score goals, because our offense hasn't been bad. Last game it was pretty bad, but the first 2 games it was pretty solid. So this is an important game for this team. When we win this game, we have a tie series, and then it's a best of 3. We lose this game, we need to win 3 straight games in a Cup Finals, which is going to be very, very tough, even though 2 of them would be on home ice potentially. So let's see what happens here in Game 4. This is a must-win game in my opinion. See if we could tie this one up. First period of game number 4. 3-2 for us. I like that our offense started off good. Wilson scored first. Lannon scores in his first game back in the lineup. That's nice to see. Stützle scored, and then Ekholm scored to give us a 3-1 lead. However, with 4 seconds left, Gionta pulls them within 1 again. Plekanec's not off to a great start. 2 goals against on 8 shots. We need to be a little bit better defensively next period in front of him, or else we could blow this lead, which is not great. Shots are 11-8. It's a pretty close first period. Can we find a way to hold them off the score sheet in the second period and maybe get some insurance to make this a little bit more of a breathable game? Second period, 4-3. Okay, it's still a close game. They did tie the game up with Hasek scoring early on. However, Bickle restored the lead for us. Yeah, I don't like that Ottawa's scoring pretty consistently against us, even with the goaltending and defensive adjustments. Shots are 23-17 in favor of us. We're up by 1 goal. Can we hold them off and make it a best of 3? Please, guys, you got this. Because if we lose this period, it's going to be a very tough hill to climb. Like, I mean, it's going to be like Mount Kilimanjaro. Let's see what happens in period number 3. See if we could get some insurance. Penalty kill to start the third period. We killed that off, which is nice. Another penalty kill, and we killed that off. Don't take penalties, guys, especially in a third period like this. Power play for us. We do not score, but Francois scores for Ottawa. It's a tie game at 4. Power play again for us. We do not score. Come on. Oh, no way. Hansa gives Ottawa the lead. It's 5-4. Vandermeer says, hey, my season's not going to be over yet. We are going to overtime in a crucial game 4. I thought we were going to lose there, but Vandermeer had other options. We're out shooting him literally 35-25. Yet it is a tie game. Mechanics is allowed a goal on every 5 shots, so he's doing just as bad as Bergfist was doing. Maybe I should have started Bergfist this game. I have no idea, but Bergfist will definitely be in net next game. His mechanics is terrible, but we need to find a way to get that next goal, because we lose this game, like I said, we need to win 3 straight. We get this next goal, it's an even series, and then it's a best of 3, which is nice. So, can we find a way to get that OT winner and somehow survive this crazy Ottawa Senators team, which is playing a lot better than they actually should be, in my opinion? Come on, guys, please. Oh, who wants to score it? Who do I want to call on? Irving's been scoring this series a lot. Eberle maybe scores some OT goals. Maybe somebody random on like the 4th line. Like maybe Landon will score because Landon scored in this game. I honestly don't know. Who wants to be the hero for us and keep our season potentially alive? Come on, guys, please. Just get me that next goal. Just get me that next goal. Power play for us. It's a 5-on-4 power play. We do not score on it. Damn, man, that was a good chance to get that lead. Or get that winner, I should say. We're over 40 shots in this game. Oh, no way. You gotta be joking. As Tidge Aginla, of all people, gives Ottawa the win. We need to win 3 straight games, or our season is done. We outshot them 43-34. Mechanics played not good. That should have been a 1-we-1 because we had a great first period scoring offensively. They kept in this game for the most part. We tied it up late. And then Tidge Aginla has been a difference maker in this series. Wilson from Groshek and Bickle, Landon from Bulbrook, Ekholm from Jacuzzi and Irving, Bickle from Groshek and Vandermeer from Jacuzzi and Bickle. Yeah, this is definitely a cheesy cup finals for sure. Because our team's definitely way better than theirs on paper. No question about it. With those goaltenders, they shouldn't even be in this position, but they are 1 win away from beating us in this cup finals. And that would be our first cup finals loss, I think, of this entire series, if that happens. But we got to win 3 straight games. At this point, I'm thinking about going best lines, but I don't know who that would scratch. But definitely going back to Bergfist. Let's just go best lines. I don't want to go scratch player. Let's go best lines for a second. I also do want to see in the AHL if there's anybody worth calling up. Not really. Not really. There is Mills, but I don't think I want to go to Mills. Who is it scratching at the moment? Alexiev. That's not too bad. So they're saying Eberle on the 2nd line. Aiden Irving is a 3rd liner. I don't like that. Is he on the power play at least? He is. Okay, so that's at least better. But still, I don't like putting our captain on the 3rd line. But if it says this is our best lines, we'll try it. We are in a drier strait right now. We need to just do whatever the game's going to suggest us. So hopefully the coach is correct with these adjustments, because I don't think we've ever ran Groshek, Ekholm, Jacuzzi, Wilson, Bickle, Eberle, Walter, Goldman, Irving. Like, I don't like Aiden Irving on that 3rd line. I'd like him always in the top 6. So it's a bit of a risk, but it's a risk that we have to take, especially when we have to win 3 straight games. So can we find a way to survive? Obviously, at least we have 2 of these games on home ice, so that might help us a little bit. But winning 3 straight games against a team that's been able to score at will against us is not good, because they've scored 5 goals, 6 goals, and 6 goals in these last 3 games. Which before that, it's been a long time since we've allowed that much goals consecutively. Like, well before the playoffs, probably. Like, last time we allowed that much goals, maybe the entire season, like, There was this game we allowed 9 goals. That was probably our last bad game other than these last 3. So, it's kind of crazy. Alright, well, we'll see if we're able to somehow get this to a Game 7 scenario at least. But this is definitely one of the cheesiest cup finals we've seen in quite a while. And we could smell it in the air, and we knew it was maybe going to happen. But let's see if it doesn't happen. That would be nice. Real-time simulation, Game 5. Looking to extend the series and get to a Game 6. Come on, guys. We're on home ice. We got to win for the fans. Let's do it for them. We got the capability to do so. I know we do. And we got the experience to definitely come back into series, but it's going to be a tough hill to climb. We do open the scoring. Ekholm opens it. Nice to see. Good job, Ekholm. And then Groshek scores. Okay, good way to start off this game here. Obviously, we do still need to win more than 1 period, though, so we definitely got to keep our foot on the gas. Shots are 11-7 in favor of us. We're up 2-0 after the first. Can we get some insurance in the second period? Because obviously the second period will dictate potentially the rest of the game. Power play for us. We do get a power play goal from Aiden Irving. Let's go, Captain. Huge goal to make it 3-0. That's a good insurance marker to have. And Walter makes it 4-0. Okay, everybody's starting to score in this game. Bulbrook makes it 5-0. We're getting goals from every line right now, which is great. So maybe best lines was the right move to do for this one, as we're now a period away from going to a Game 6. And this is definitely a more textbook Winnipeg Jets game. Good offense, good defense, good goaltending. And hopefully we can continue to do that in the next game in Ottawa, because likely at this rate, there will be a Game 6 at least. And then hopefully we could force a Game 7 as well, because they've been really good on their home ice so far. Aiden Irving makes it 6-0. Let's go, Aiden. Huge goal from him. They do break the shutout, unfortunately, as Riley scores. That's okay, though. At least Bergfist is definitely back to his form, it looks like. And yeah, that's a much, much better game. Hopefully we could do that in the next game as well, as we win 6-1 in an elimination game. Let's go. Final shots 35-32 in favor of Ottawa. So Bergfist with a nice 34 save effort as well. Good effort from everybody on the team in that one. Ekholm from Louis Var and Groshek. Groshek from Jacuzzi. Irving from Jacuzzi and Ekholm. Walter from Irving and Goldman. Bulbrook from Landon and Hansen. Irving from Goldman and Goddard. So Irving's up to 16 goals in these playoffs. Pretty damn impressive. And then, yeah, Bergfist, the first star, once again. Let me actually take a look at the player stats in this one here. So, yeah, Irving had 3 points. Multiple guys on 4 points. Or not 4 points, 2 points, what I'm trying to say here. And a lot of guys on 1.2. A couple minus guys, surprisingly, because some of our goals were power play oriented. Eberle, Bickle, and Wilson, but it's okay. Alright, well, we need to find a way to win this next game, because this is definitely going to be the toughest of the bunch, because if we could force Game 7 back on home ice, we might have the home crowd behind us to try and win that Stanley Cup. So this is definitely going to be tough. In Ottawa, we've allowed 6 goals in both those games, 12 goals in those 2 games. So this is definitely going to be the type of game where we want to play good defensively, just like Game 5. So this is a very hard game coming up. Hopefully the best lines actually help us out again, like it just did. And I'll go best lines again. I don't think it's going to change anything, though. I don't think it does. So I guess we'll be running with this again for another crucial game. And Bergfist back up to a 920 save percentage. So hopefully Bergfist is on his game, because if he's not, then that's going to be tough. So this is another must-win game. Can we force a Game 7 after being down 3-1 and maybe give ourselves a chance to win a Stanley Cup back on home ice? Come on, guys, please. You got this. This is a scary one. This is one of the ones that are definitely going to be toughest, because Game 6s in general are tough games to win in, especially when trying to come back. Game 7, all the pressure will be on the Ottawa Senators if we get there. So let's see what happens. The pressure is still on us. So can we force a Game 7 back on home ice? Another real-time simulation game. Let's get it done, boys. You have the experience. Let's just do this. Win this game, and then who knows what happens next game. Irving scores again. Aiden Irving's trying to power this team back into the series. Love to see it. But then Riley ties the game up. He scored last game as well. Power play for us. It's a long one. Maybe not a long one, I don't know. We do not score on it, unfortunately. And it's going to be 1-1 after 1, with the shots 8-7 in favor of Ottawa, okay? But Aiden Irving up to 17 goals in this playoffs. Yeah, he's definitely trying to get this team rally behind him, because he's got 3 goals in the last 2 games while facing elimination. Well, this is a crucial second period. Obviously, if we have a good second period here, we might be able to extend the series. If we have a bad second period, we might be eliminated. If we have an average second period, who knows what the heck's going to happen in that third. So let's see what happens in period number 2. And we do immediately score. Okay, 27 seconds in. Goddard gets us back to lead. Nicely done, Goddard. Nice to see. And Hansen scores too. We're getting goals from other people on this team, which is nice. All right. Best lines is definitely helping us so far. Could be just a fluke, but it's definitely helped us out, it seems like. Final few minutes of the second period, still up by a pair of goals, and we are going to take a pair of goal lead into the third period, which is great. If we would have given up a late goal there, I would have been scared, but we do have a 2-goal advantage going into the third period, which is nice. Shots are 18-16 in favor of Ottawa. We just need to close this third period, lock it down defensively, and we'll be going to a Game 7 back on home ice if that happens. And who knows what happens in Game 7. We could still lose, but we could also have a chance to win the Stanley Cup, which is a lot better than losing in 5 games or whatever it could have been. So can we force a Game 7? We just need a good defense, and we don't necessarily need to score more goals, but more goals would make it a little bit safer too. Let's see what happens in period 3. Come on, guys. Hey, we immediately score to start the third period. It's Eberle making it 4-1. That's a huge goal from Eberle. That gives me a lot more confidence that this team could lock it down defensively here. We're starting to figure out the cheese. That call makes it 5-1. We've been very good defensively and offensively these last 2 games, and we are going to be going to a Game 7 to see who wins the Stanley Cup. Well, that's definitely a good answer from this team. We've now scored, I think, 11 goals in the last 2 games and only given up 2 goals. So we're back to the way we should have been playing to begin with. Final shots 28-27 in favor of us. Wow, okay. This is quite the Cup Finals. So Irving from Goddard and Goldman, Goddard from Irving and Goldman, Hansen from Bulbrook and Lannon, Eberle from Wilson and Louis Farah, Ekholm from Vandermeer and Groshek. All right. 3 stars of the game, Goddard the first star, Irving the second star, and Bergqvist the third star. Well, this is where legends are made. Game 7 of a Cup Finals. It's going to be interesting to see what ends up happening. Who is going to be the one to step up? Hopefully it's Aiden Irving, because he's been the GOAT the last 2 games. And yeah, we have all of a sudden figured out the Ottawa Senators quite a bit. After being down 3-1, we've been able to outscore them 11-2. Hopefully we can figure them out in Game 7 as well. And we'll keep with best lines. Looks like Aiden Irving has a chance maybe to be the Conn Smythe favorite if we are to win the Stanley Cup. It's either him or Bergqvist, I would say, but probably him just because Bergqvist has had some bad games in the series. But Aiden Irving trying to do whatever he can for this team, because he knows he has only a couple years left maybe of his career, because he is already like 31 years old. So who knows, maybe he'll only play to 36, which is not great. But we're going to a Game 7, and I am pretty scared. I don't think I've been in a Game 7 of a Cup Finals in a while, because this team's usually a team that wins in like 5 or 6 games. But Game 7 of a Cup Finals, this is where legends are made. Who wants to be that legend for our team and give us a Stanley Cup win? Let's see what happens. Game 7 on home ice. Can we win 3 straight to win the Stanley Cup? Come on, boys. You got this. I believe in you, guys. I believe in you. And we do open the scoring. It's Aiden Irving. This captain, man. I love this guy. He is definitely a fan favorite for sure. He's been scoring at will these last 3 games, doing everything for this team. And we do have that 1-0 lead, which is crucial, but they get a goal back from their best player, and they get the lead afterwards. Oh, no, Bergqvist. That's not how you want to start the first period. We had a 1-0 lead, and you have to give up 2 goals within the span of 20 seconds almost. Well, that's not good. That's not good. Not good to be trailing. That's the first time we've trailed in a few games. Last 2 games, we've never given up more than a goal, so... Oh man, we have to have a huge second period here. Like, we need to tie this game up, and then hopefully the third period we can find a way to win it. But that end to that first period is not good at all, and I am fearing a little bit scared because of that. And if Aiden Irving's going to be the only one that scored, it's going to be tough to win. But we need goals from other guys on this team too. We need like Wilson to step up. We need Bickle to step up. Anybody on the top 6, anybody in the bottom 6, all the defenders, somebody step up, tie this game up, and give us a chance. Let's see what happens in a crucial second period. Can we tie this one up? We just need a goal from somebody like Vernarski. Hey, Hansen, let's go. Akeem Hansen, a 4th line goal. See, anybody on the team could step up and make it themselves a legend. Who wants to be the one to give us the lead? Because that's happening next. Pickle scores. Let's go. That's a good second period goal. And a very good second period from our team. We do not allow a single goal, and we score 2 of our own. All sparked by the fourth liner, Akeem Hansen, who tied the game up, and then Bickle scores with 4 minutes left. We are a period away from winning the Stanley Cup after being down 3-1, but we're also a period away from potentially going to an overtime, a period away from losing the Stanley Cup on our home ice. Who really knows what's going to happen in the final 20 minutes, but let's hope that we could hold them off. If we could get an insurance marker early in the third like we did last game, I will feel a little bit safer. So can we hold off the Sens and win a Stanley Cup? Oh no, Honzek scores immediately to start the third period. That's not great. That's not great. I'm going to intervene here before they end up scoring. I'm going to intervene here. I know there's a lot of time left in this one, but it's Game 7 of the Cup Finals. We might as well watch the third period entirely and see what happens. Let's go back to these nice alternates because might as well. But, oh my goodness. Yeah, we might as well watch it because, I mean, it's better than it's just going through the sim engine. Considering it's Game 7, if it wasn't Game 7, obviously it would be different, but we got to watch this. See what ends up unfolding. I think we're on the PK right now. Yeah, we are. Aiden Irving taking the face-off. I don't know why. Luno with it. We take it away. Akeem Hansen finds Aiden Irving, who's poked. Get it away, guys. Giunta walks in. Can't get in. Nagimla can't get a shot. Akeem Hansen will take it, and he will clear it. I don't like that we're on the penalty kill to start this, but it is what it is. This is going to be probably a little bit of a longer episode just because of intervening at this point, but I wanted to watch this part just because it's the Cup Finals, and it's the third period. Who wants to be a legend? Aiden Irving walking in. He loses the puck. Come on, Captain. He's been the spark that this team needs to get back into the series, so Luno with it. Get it away. Luno walking in. Get it away. Oh my goodness, that pass. Aginla with it. Get it away. Nicely done. Kind of interesting seeing Aginla wear 12 as well like his dad does. That's kind of cool. Sanderson walking in. Get it away. Get it away. Oh my goodness. Huge save there by Bergqvist. I don't know why he threw that out, but Vernarski escapes the pressure and dumps it. Oh boy. This is a tough one to watch. Very tough one to watch. Like, I know it's not overtime yet, but still. This game could go to overtime as well. Aiden Irving trying to keep it out, and he manages to steal it, and he gets knocked into the bench by Jake Sanderson. Oh boy, that's not something I wanted to see. Damn, Aiden Irving getting knocked into the bench. That's a big man going into the Sens bench there. Oh no. Get away, get away, get away. Oh my goodness, no! No! What the hell are you doing, Scarlett? Oh my goodness. Well, that might be the end of his time in Winnipeg. He puts it in his own net in a Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals. I don't think I've ever seen that before. God damn it. Why does the AI have to be so done with collision detection? Like, what are you doing there? Like, oh my goodness. We have 11:32 left to try and tie this one up. When I saw Bergqvist make the save, I thought it was okay, but then this puck is sitting there. I don't know how that's not goalie interference just because it's an own goal, but Scarlett then just slides it into his own net. Like, that's one of the worst things I think I've ever seen from this team. Like, that could end up losing us the Cup Finals right there. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. And, yeah, that's not something I wanted to see since intervening. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. Well, we are trailing now after we had a 3-2 lead in this third period. We have 11 minutes left to try and find a way to tie this up, or else we're losing the Cup Finals on home ice. Goddard with it. Come on, Goddard. Goddard holds on to it. Throws it across. Here's Vandermeer walking in. He doesn't even shoot. Finds Jaquezie. Come on, guys. Put a shot on net. Don't just keep passing it like a maniac. Jaquezie. Vandermeer. Ekholm. Looking for the perfect play. A chance stop. Rebound. Loose puck. It's in. Look the Ekholm. Tie game again. Okay, well, at least that's back. I think that was an own goal by Jake Sanderson this time around. Wow, okay, well, at least we got an answer. That's huge. We have a tie game again here in Game 7. This is one of the best Game 7s I think I've seen in terms of back and forth goal scoring. Like, I have no idea who's going to win. Yeah, it was an own goal for them this time around, as Sanderson slipped it in. Well, That was quite the answer. At least we managed to find a way to answer to that own goal that we had. Because if Scarlett's goal wasn't, if Scarlett didn't score on his own net, that would have been much better because we would have just taken the lead right there. But if that game-winning goal would have been that own goal that we had, that would not have been nice. All right, 10:18 left, and it's a 4-4 game as Ekholm gets his 6th goal of the playoffs. Get away, guys. Don't let the mock right back in. Oh, my goodness. That was a dangerous chance. Huge save there by Bergqvist. I'm surprised he got that one with the glove. Ekholm. Here we are again. It's with Groshek. Groshek carries it in. Groshek throws it over. Here's Ekholm again. Can't get the shot. That would have been a nice slot chance. Man, this is a crazy game. I don't honestly have no idea who's going to win this game at this point. Oh, nice play by Jaquezi, taking it away. He gets knocked into the bench, but Groshek picks it up after that. Here comes Groshek, throws it back to Goddard. He finds Vandermeer, shoots it, turned away. Groshek to Goddard again. He finds Vandermeer, behind the back, Jaquezi a bomb, and that's turned away as well. Okay, we're getting some pressure, that's good. Jaquezi another chance, and that is not in. It almost scooted in, but it did not. And we almost got full pressure, but they managed to get it out just on the nick of time. Vandermeer escapes a check. He finds Eberle. Eberle finds Wilson. Caden Wilson with it. Throws it back, and it's taken away. Eberle. Battling. Gets it back to backer. He will hold on to it. Finds Vernarski. Vernarski's had some big goals in his career. Finds Eberle. Turned away. Wow, okay. We're almost getting close to full pressure again, but once again, they get it out. A huge hit there in the neutral zone. I don't know who that was, but that was a massive hit. And there's another one. Double teamed. Vernarski and I believe that's... Is that Goddard? I don't even know who. No, I don't think it's Goddard. I don't remember everybody on this team. Wilson to Bickle. Can't get in. Here is Eberle. Oh, it was Eberle that threw that hit. Vernarski. Bickle. Shoots it. Turned away. Oh my goodness, this game. Honestly, I have no idea which way it's going to be going. Korpikoski carries it in now. Throws it over to Hanzig. Oh my goodness, that was a dangerous chance. They got it again. Get it away, guys. No. No. Huge block shot. Who blocked that shot? Because you're getting a payday, man. You're getting a payday. I got to take a look at that. Who blocked that shot? Because that was going into the net. That was Vandermeer? No, Bickle. What a play by Bickle. Breaks his stick, but he just... Huge block, and then he just gets in the lane. Man, that might have saved a chance to lose that cup. Oh my god. Kennon's with it. Get it away, guys. Get it away. They were getting a little bit of pressure near that shift, so Giunta walks in. Hasek with it. Here is Hasek still with it. Vernarski takes it away, and he makes a great play over there to Jaquezi. He finds Groshek to Ekholm. Ekholm battling. Finds it to Groshek. Groshek with it. Groshek, a backhand. Tanabe makes the save. And we have a face-off in their zone with 29.1 seconds left of this third period. Are we going to go to an overtime in this game, or is somebody going to score late in this one? Whew, this is quite the game to watch, man. Like I'm on the edge of my seat the entire time watching this one. Goldman at the face-off dot. He can't win it. Aiden Irving also out there, so the captain is out there. Maybe he could do something. Greentree with it for Ottawa. Get it away. Riley walks in. Nice poke check. Nice little hit there too. Vandermeer escapes. Vandermeer throws it up to Goldman. Goldman makes a move but can't get by. I don't know why he tried to make a deke move at this point in time in the game, but here we are. Pass over. Riley a chance. Huge save there by Bergqvist to save the season. And we are going to be going to an overtime to decide the Stanley Cup winner, which is pretty damn insane. I don't think we've been in a scenario where we could score a cup-winning goal in overtime with this Jets team. Well, a couple of own goals in that third period have gotten this game to OT. Shots are 32-27 in favor of Ottawa. I honestly have no idea what's going to happen in this OT, so let's get into potentially the last period of our season. Maybe it goes to double overtime. Who knows, really, but the pressure system is going to be important in this one, I think. If we could get full pressure in our zone, that'd be nice. Here's Groshek. He gets tripped immediately to start overtime. 11 seconds in by Tidjaginla. We are going to a power play to chance to win the Stanley Cup. Holy crap. And Tidjaginla doesn't even have a game face. He has a white face. That's kind of bad. Alright. Well, we have a chance to win on the power play. We have all the skill level in the world on this top power play unit. Can we find a way to win the Stanley Cup on a power play goal? It's Ekholm, Irving, Groshek, Jaquezie, and Vandermeer, I think. A bomb from the point is blocked. Sanderson will just clear it smartly. Groshek with it. Throws it to Jaquezie. Arthur Jaquezie walking in. I don't know why he's trying to make a move. Groshek finds it over to Vandermeer. Vandermeer's shot doesn't get through, and Rosehill will clear it and just barely gets out. Here is Groshek with it. Throws it up to Ekholm. Ludwig Ekholm throws it to Groshek. Groshek to Irving. A chance turned away. Aiden Irving again throws it back to Vandermeer. Jaquezie walks in, shoots. I think that hit the crossbar, but I don't know because I can't hear with no sound. Oh my goodness. Vandermeer with it again. Jaquezie. Arthur finds Ekholm. He shoots, he scores! Ludwig Ekholm, he tied it late, and he wins the Stanley Cup in his rookie season. For the Winnipeg Jets, we rallied from 3-1 down to win another Stanley Cup. Oh my goodness, I am really surprised we managed to win a Stanley Cup, and especially this early into this overtime period, because you never know how long these things go. Huge performance from this team. Another Stanley Cup victory to add to our repertoire. A great series with the Sens. Give them credit. They were up 3-1. And then unfortunately they didn't have a good last 3 games. But Arthur Jaquezie is your Conn Smythe winner with 28 points. Just beating out Aiden Irving, I think, on that overtime goal probably in terms of assists. Well, Ludwig Ekholm, huge performance in a dire game. Like, he literally only had 5 goals going into this game, and he scores the tying goal, which was an own goal, and in the game winner in overtime on that nice power play shot. That goal will go down in channel history for sure. And there is Aiden Irving grabbing his 4th Stanley Cup of his career. What an illustrious career for a lot of these guys. A lot of these guys will be going probably to the Hall of Fame. And there he is, a Stanley Cup win on home ice as well, which makes it even much better. Let's go, Aiden. The question is, who is he going to pass it off to next after himself? Maybe Jaquezie, maybe one of the rookie guys like Ludwig Ekholm would be nice. Is he going to go to Ekholm? He's going to go to... He's going to go to Bjorn Backer, okay. He goes to the other young guy, so this is another rookie who's going to win his first Stanley Cup of his career, so shout out to Bjorn Backer. He was a really good plus-minus during the regular season defensively. Big factor in our President's Trophy and 60-win season. And we managed to win a Stanley Cup too while winning 60 games, which is pretty damn impressive. Because most teams that win that much don't win the Stanley Cup too. So he's going to pass it off to... Who is he going to pass it off to? Per Bergfist. Nice. So Per Bergfist winning a... I think this is his first Stanley Cup win, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to celebrate with it. Really good performance in a lot of these games. Obviously, in the Cup Finals, had a little bit of a tough time in Games 3 and 4, but really responded when we were down in elimination, winning 6-1 and 5-1. So shout out to him. And who is he going to pass it off to as the last guy? He's going to pass it off to Connor Venarski. Okay, Connor Venarski's been here a long time. We haven't seen him, I don't think, with the Stanley Cup yet. He's got some crazy hair. He's won 4 Stanley Cups as well as part of this team, I'm pretty sure. He's got, yeah, the nice little, like, afro-looking style. He kind of looks like a Mike Commodore almost because of that hair. So shout out to Connor Venarski, a big piece of this team defensively and also helping out a little bit with some offense. Wow. All right. There is the picture. We're going to see everybody in this photo again. I wonder how much of these guys have been here for all those cups, though. I think a good chunk of them. The score's been insane. Even after getting rid of Michael Misa and stuff last offseason, we managed to win another Stanley Cup. It's impressive. At least now we're going to see these names on the cup once again. Let's see the list of everybody on this list. Who is going to be on here? It is going to start off with, it's not going to be this slow. Let's see these names. Wow, this screen actually takes like a long time to load. Aiden Irving, Victor Alexia, Bjorn Backer, Per Bergfist, Jerry Bigelow, Mark Bulbrook, Quinton Eberle, Ludwig Ekholm, Jordan Goddard, Goldman, Greer, Goroshek, Hansen, Jaquezie, Cam, Lannon, Louis Vara, Plekanec, Scarlett, Vandermeer, Venarski, Walter, and Wilson. And I could barely read that out, so good I didn't name all the first names first. All right, let's get my face back on screen. Nice 5-4 victory. Arthur Jaquezie will get the 3rd star of the game. Yeah, his assist on that Ludwig Ekholm goal, I think, won him that Conn Smythe, which is insane. Ekholm's 2 goals gets him 2nd star of the game in this huge cup win. And who's the 1st star of the game? It's an Ottawa guy. Oh, it's Tim Stutzle. Almost won this Stanley Cup. But let's take a look at that cup-winning goal again. This goal will go down in history as a huge one. So this clearing attempt, Vandermeer knocks it down. He gets a hold of it, and he's going to throw it over to Jacuzzi, who walks in. And then Irving will take away this defenseman, which is huge. So Aiden Irving making a big play on this cup-winning goal as well. Ekholm takes this puck and then just rips a wrist shot on net, off the post and in. And that's the cup-winning goal. That's a huge, huge goal, and I'm definitely getting a screenshot of Ekholm like that because I don't think I have any screenshots yet of Ekholm considering this is his rookie season. So let's remove my face for a second here and get a nice little screenshot of that because that goal will be remembered in the series for sure. Wow. That is awesome, and there's the bench too going crazy. Look at them, they know that they've won another Stanley Cup. All these guys doing the exact same pose almost. Looking pretty smug at the same time, which is kind of funny. Damn, man. Wow, we have some really bearded men on this team too, which is awesome. Look at all these dudes. Damn. Awesome. Wow, okay. Alright, so there is the cup-winning goal, and we've won 3 straight to win that Stanley Cup. To be honest, I thought we were going to get cheesed when we went down 3-1, but never stop believing. Like I said, Per Burke has had 2 huge games there in our offense as well, and then a huge overtime winner to win the Stanley Cup. Wow. Well, I don't know. Can I advance and see the awards already? Yes, I can. Okay, good. Lehigh Valley won the AHL. Not that that matters too much, but let's take a look at our player stats after that cup win. It might have already sent some players down, which hopefully it didn't. And we'll take a look at the awards to wrap up the season. I don't know if I'll take a look at the retirements and stuff yet. I will look at the contract situation, but I'm not going to do the retirements and stuff, I think, in this episode, just because it's pretty late into this episode at this point. Ekholm had 25 points in 24 games. What a great first playoffs for him. Very excited to have him as our top-line center probably next season, maybe him or Bickle, but he definitely stepped up big time with us getting rid of Michael Misa. Great rookie season. Yeah, fantastic. Bickle on 23 points, Goldman on 20, Hansen on 8. He had some big goals in those late stages of the series, which is great. Eberle on 19 points. He's always really good in the playoffs despite being a lower overall. Groshek on 18 points. Walter only on 10, but he did have 7 goals, and it was a plus 10, so good stuff from Esteban Walter. Alexiev on 4 points. Lannon had 4 points in 4 games after he was put in. So shout out to Dwayne Lannon, who was put in the lineup a couple times. Alexiev was taken out, and yeah, Lannon definitely helped us out when needed. Right wing wise, Irving on 28 points and 18 goals. Aiden Irving is the GOAT. He is the GOAT. He rallied this team back into the series, and we managed to win. No game-winning goals for him in the playoffs, though, which is surprising. But Arthur Jacuzzi had 4 game-winning goals in the playoffs, so big performance from Jacuzzi. Definitely worthy of that Conn Smythe. 11 goals, 17 assists, 28 points. Wilson was 16 points, and Bulbrook had 11. That's pretty good for a rookie. The interesting thing is Bulbrook's like a third-line scoring forward, so for next season, I honestly don't know if we're going to have to move out somebody like Eberle or whatever to get him into the third line. Defensively, Vandermeer on 20 points and a plus 15. He was great. Goddard 18 points, which is awesome as well. Fernarski 10 points. Scarlett 2 points. Backer 2 points. And that means Louis Vara must have got sent down, which is interesting. Goaltending-wise, Berkvis had a .920 save percentage, 16-6 record, and Plekanec was really bad, but at least he got a cup. Interesting. So there is that. Let's take a look at these awards to wrap up this episode, and I'll take also a look at the contract situation in case you guys want to know about that, and then that'll be it for the episode. But there's our 3rd cup win in the last 5 years, which is awesome. 3 in the last 4 years, actually, I should say, for that matter. And look at all these President's trophies. Oh man, I gotta get screenshots of this too. This is just amazing how successful the series has been in terms of like cup wins and all that. Like, I've been very impressed with how this team performs, especially after winning President's trophies too. So, wow, that is awesome. All right, and wait, actually, I did want to take a look at something here. Oh yeah, see, like Buffalo has made 2 cup finals in the last 5 years. Boston's made 2 as well. It's interesting. Anyways, Koivisto for Anaheim will win the Art Ross and the Hart. Vandermeer wins the Norris, so there's Vandermeer's 2nd Norris in the last 5 years. Will Vandermeer's been awesome. And yeah, he's probably due for the Channel Hall of Fame at some point with all the cup wins as well. Cale McCarr wins the Lady Byng. Ed Cohen won the Calder as we expected. Bickle won that a few years back as well, which is awesome. Jaquezie won the Conn Smythe, which is awesome. Obviously, Michael Misa won it the other 2 years that we won the Stanley Cup in his last 5. Ladd for Anaheim wins the Vezina. Weinrich wins the Jennings for Detroit, him and Sebastian Cossa. Yurchek wins the Bill Masterton for Florida. Ottawa's head coach won the Jack Adams because he got them all the way to Cup Finals, which is pretty damn impressive. Marco Kasper to Selke is an interesting one. Koivisto the Lindsay, and Koivisto for Philadelphia wins the Richard. So the Koivistos doing some good damage. Any AHL awards for our AHL team? Probably not, right? Wait, did I see anybody? Or am I just completely blind? No. Oh, but I did see that Johnny Grant was the best goalie in the AHL. So shout out to Johnny Grant. Yeah, Johnny Grant was the best AHL goalie. I do miss that guy. But unfortunately, we had to let him go last offseason. Alright, final thing we're going to do to wrap up this episode, because we're not doing retirements, is just looking at the contract scenario for this offseason. So, Goddard and Backer likely are going to have to get qualified, or we're going to have to spend actually a decent chunk of money on one of these guys. Like, I do really like Goddard, but he's also like pretty much just as good as Vandermeer, a little bit worse obviously overall wise, but he's going to be expensive. So we could definitely sign him up long term, or we could qualify him. We also have Backer, who's an RFA, but both these guys are going to only get more pricey as the years go on, so we got to think about that. And then in terms of UFAs, we got some decisions to make. We have Alexiev, we have Jamal Hurd, we have Mr. Scarlett too, which he's going to be expensive, right? Yeah, $3 million. And then we have a bunch of AHL kind of guys too. So a lot of UFAs to deal with, but they're not super high end at least. So that's not too bad. But yeah, the RFA wise, Goddard and Backer are going to take a good chunk of money. And Bergqvist too, for that matter. Bergqvist, a 5-year deal at 9.225 really ain't that bad. However, we do have Mills in the minors, if I'm not mistaken, who's going to be the backup next season. Which means I think, yeah, Pacanex is definitely gone. So it's probably going to be Bergqvist and Mills as our NHL goalies next year. So that will be interesting. But the question I have for you guys is, do we lock up Bergqvist, Goddard, and also Backer long term? Because obviously our cap situation is going to be pretty tight at some stage. But right now it's not looking too bad. Not looking too bad at all. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Winnipeg Jets franchise mode. So in next episode, we'll take it to another offseason, so draft and re-sign stage, as we look to just maintain this roster and keep on winning more cups, because this team's won so many cups that I really think this has already been my most successful series in terms of cup wins so far, which is amazing. And a lot of these guys are going to try and go for a 5th Stanley Cup of their career, which is awesome. So definitely some of these guys would make the actual NHL Hall of Fame, I think, at some point. But anyways, let me know down below, and I'll see you guys next time.